All right, let's see what the fuck is going on. Why is my hood all messed up like that? Man? Look fucking stupid. There we go. Look like Obi-Wan fucking Kenobi over here. What's up, everybody? I got a little late night Q&A session going on live. I was gonna get on here earlier, but we had a bunch of fucking issues with Instagram. Like it wasn't working right. The phone wasn't connected. It was just fucking stupid. So after like 2 hours of fucking around with that to get shit up, like here we are late. So hopefully the people that are not in bed will pop on and see what's up. Antonio, what's going on, man? Jerry, what's up, man? Cool name. Like your name, man. You know, I get people all the time asking me if I spell my name Jerri. And I'm like, isn't that the female spelling? Jeri or some shit like that? Murat, what's up, man? Hopefully you guys are doing well out there. What's happened, man? Sneaker, what's up, Sneaker? Is that as in you're a sneaky motherfucker, or is that as you like sneakers? What's up, man? Simba, what's up, man? When you guys say what's up, let me know where you guys are at too, like what country, what state, etc. Houston, there we go. Derek, what's up, man? Jeton, that's cool. Sneakers, me too, man. Check it out. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. It's the Easy Mafia new hoodies that just came out. The Rock's new headphone colorway, the Fire. So is that the camouflage one? Madison, Wisconsin. What's up, man? Birmingham, UK. What's up? I did get the Concords. Dude, I got them like on Adidas.com, and literally it took me like 5 minutes. Literally, I think I just happened to hit it at the right time, and I saw people. They were like, Aaron and I went to the mall at night, and the Concords were at Foot Locker, Champs, and Foot Action, I believe. So all three places had them where you had like I guess the raffles, right? And there were lines like through the whole mall, like lining up all over the mall. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, there must be the people that won the raffles. So we went in to get Christmas presents for a couple of friends of mine, and I was like, why are those people waiting out there? And the guy was like, they're waiting in case there's any left over when people don't pick them up. And I was like, all three fucking stores had lines like that. People camped out for 4 days waiting for these fucking sneakers. Like there were fights over them. People fucking getting mugged on the way to their car. I was like, I got mine online in 2 seconds. So Denver, Colorado. What's up, man? Take life. Takeo. When it's one word like that, I have a hard time reading it. Take life back. Be an operator, special forces guy. How can I use steroids in my advantage? I don't fucking know, man. I have no idea what an operator means. I have no idea. One-handed dumbbell snatches is an exercise for general fitness. Now, Marco asks about one-handed dumbbell snatches. Have never tried it. I would assume good for flexibility, good for explosiveness, balance, core. I mean, I'm assuming that they'd be good for everything. Like the regular snatch would be good for just about everything you can think of as far as stability and stuff like that. The one-handed one, I would assume, because it's off-centered, it would cause the center of gravity to be off. So you'd have to shift, like your core would have to shift. So would everything stabilizer-wise and stuff would have to shift too. So I'm assuming it would actually be better than just doing the snatch for stuff like that. But I appreciate it, Marcos. Thanks, man. It's funny when people go, man, I've been watching you since high school. And I'm like, how old are you? And they're like 20. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense now. But yeah, so the Concord, man, fucking crazy shit with that stuff, huh? What do I have? I got a few new Jordans, but incline bench. I think the incline bench is okay. Let's do the incline bench before we answer the cancer question. Incline bench, I think, is a lot less dangerous than the flat. I think most people have a very developed lower chest, but not so much the upper chest. So focusing on upper chest is something that I always had to do to have a very balanced chest. So I think it's a good idea. So, Rami, what's up, man? Doing well, man. How are you doing out there? Warren, Rhode Island. No shit. Dudex. That's funny. Yes, of course I went bowling at Dudex. Before I get to Dudex, I got to go to the cancer. So somebody asked me about a question about cancer and keto. Keto can help control cancer. Now, I don't believe that it stops it dead in its tracks like many people believe. I believe it's a case by case basis, and some people it works really well for. I think it depends on the type of cancer. To be totally honest with you, but Dr. Fred Hatfield, who did my certification for the ISSA, Dr. Squat, his name was, had cancer. He went on the keto diet, and he still died. So, does it stop cancer? It didn't work long term for him. Now, depending on what type of cancer it was, I don't know. So Big biceps without going really heavy. I have seen it. I mean, look at Vince Taylor. Vince Taylor had fucking 20-inch arms and he never curled more than like 30 pounds. So yeah, absolutely. I did not see the game. It sucks because we have the Ravens and the Redskins both were playing yesterday at the same time, which was the same time that the Patriots were playing. So those games get put on down here. I did see the highlight of the flea flicker play from Miami, and I was like, that was on Gronk all the way. Gronk should have had that fucking last guy, but policing now, awesome, man. I appreciate it, man. I hope you're doing well out there, man. You got a great physique, man. As long as you keep at it, you'll accomplish all your goals, man. Is keto a good diet? Absolutely. It's a tool just like anything else is. Favorite movie? I don't have one, man. I just love movies in general. Happy Andrew Cycle, that one went by kind of quick. What do you think make it to the Super Bowl? Hopefully the Patriots. Like I was gonna be confident in the Patriots, right? Michael, what's up, man? Let me see who's that was about Epiandro cycle, 1 to 4 weeks. I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't really see much receptor downgrade and stuff like that with the Epiandro. So you could actually stay on it longer. It's natural. So it's gonna cause it kind of HPTA, any problems with that. So um as with anything, the longer that you take it, the more you're going to get results until you see it start to plateau out. When you see it start to plateau out, then it's time to come off. So as long as you're still making gains in the Epiandro, I don't see any reason to come off of it. When you stop making gains or come off of it, um, do a PCT, like a natural PCT with it, and then take a few weeks off and go back on it again. But again, it's a natural substance, so it's going to have a different effect than a regular drug would. But I think a lot of people go out there and they treat it like a drug. So they do like cycles of it and come off, and they do like, ramping up and tapering down. I'm like, well, it's natural. So you really don't have to taper up, taper down. PCT, if it's not really doing anything to you as far as shutting down your testosterone levels and stuff, why do you really need a PCT? But it does increase protein synthesis. So PCT at the end of it may help. Favorite whey protein, I like Isolate by Primeval Labs. That's pretty much the only one that I use now. That's it. Decline bench. I use decline bench. Can you muscle up? I've never done a muscle up. No, and now with the torn pec and a messed up rotator cuff, probably not the best idea. What was that question right there? Decline bench. So most people have a good developed lower chest. Their upper chest is what is lacking, which decline helps you build up the lower chest. Now, I use the decline to build up my bench press. So decline, you can use more weight than flat. Incline, you can use less weight than flat. So you have, basically the little weight you're going to use on incline, you can use more weight on a flat and the most weight on a decline. So what I would do is, Mick, what's up, man? What I would do is actually, so we'll go right to when I was trying to build my bench up when I was younger. Excuse me. So basically what I did was when I got to 275 in the flat bench, I went over to the decline bench and did 315. And once I felt 315 and felt what it was like, I then started to lower the decline. So it was more towards flat. And then I got off the decline and went to flat and I was able to do 315. I did that with 315, 365, and 405 for the first time for those ever. I did them on the decline first, lowered the decline, make sure I could get them on the low decline, then went to the flats. And it's interesting, like your body adapts to the weight, right? But if you've never used like 315 before, when you pick it up for the first time on a flat, it feels a lot heavier than 275. On the decline, it doesn't feel like that. So it's like you get used to handling the heavier weights. Now, there's nothing scientific about this whatsoever. It's 100% bro, but it fucking works. So creatine, here's the thing. If you cycle the creatine, because again, you don't reduce your testosterone levels with creatine. You take creatine, it saturates the muscle cells. It stays in the muscle cells as long as you're resaturating it. When you come off of it, what's going to happen? You're going to deplete of it. So then basically you're going to lose those gains that you had with the creatine inside the muscle cell, and you're going to lose that the ATP building up faster so that you can get more reps. So you're going to basically decline performance. Then you go back on it. You're trying to get back to where you were before you can even get further ahead. So I look at it like this: like, should you come off of it? Maybe drop it down. If you're going 10 grams, drop it down to 5 for a week or two, then go back up again. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to come off of it unless you have kidney problems, which it can affect people with kidney issues. So the Kuka, what's up, Kuka? Rotator cuff pain. Listen, tightness popping. No, that's not rotator cuff. So when you feel a rotator cuff pain, you're not going to ask me that question. You're like, fuck, I have rotator cuff pain. And the reason being, it's so deep inside the muscle, like you can't touch it. Like when you have a sore muscle, you touch it, like, ow. When you have the rotator cuff, you can do this all day long and you don't feel it, but then you stop. It's just fucking like throbbing underneath. It's so painful. Like you can't put your arm up, you can't put it down, you can't rotate it. Like you can't do anything with your arm. And just sitting there, the weight of your arm hurts so fucking bad that you can barely stand it. So it's like, when you have that injury, what the real issue is. It's not like a muscle pull or sprain or something like that. There's something majorly done in there. So rotator cuffs suck. Once you have a rotator cuff injury, you pretty much are going to have problems for the rest of your life. Even if you have it repaired, it's never the same. Like, you're never as strong as you were when, before you had it. So the spring, any advice for first time competing? Yes. Make sure you practice your posing, because no matter how good a shape you get in, if you can't show it, you're not going to do well. If you pose like an idiot, the judges are going to look at you and be like, he didn't prepare. If you pose on there, not like you're a pro, but you pose on nice, smooth, your transitions are good, and you get your poses well, and you can show your strengths and try to hide your weaknesses, then you're going to do well. Now, also, not just for first timers, but anybody who's competing, do not do any crazy last minute shit the last, I'd say, week. Okay. Because people do some dumb shit like they water load, then they fucking start cutting back. Like, here's the deal: everybody fucks up that water thing because they don't realize that by restricting your water too far out, your body releases a hormone called aldosterone, which is like the anti-diuretic hormone, which makes you retain water, right? So as they're starting to cut their water, I've seen people go like a couple days with only sips, and they're bloated as fuck on stage because your body produces that hormone. Diuretic wise, I've seen people fuck with diuretics and just screw everything up because they're like, oh, I'm going to take this diuretic, it's going to pull the water out between the skin and the muscle. They pull the water out from the skin and the muscle and what's left in the muscle. And next thing you know, they look like absolute shit. So if you're on TRT, yes. If you take andros on TRT, you are going to see results. Impingement, well, here's the deal. Go to a chiropractor. Get rid of the doctor. Fuck the doctors. A lot of doctors, they're not going to fix the problem. They treat the problem, but they don't fix the problem. So what they do is they treat the symptoms, but not actually fix what's going on. So if you go to a chiro, what they're going to do is they're going to adjust your shoulder wherever it's messed up. But whatever's causing that impingement is probably stemming from somewhere else in your upper body. It could be even like your lower back, the way things shift and it winds up impinging. But even if it's a muscle pulling in one direction, they're going to use active release therapy to release that. So go to a chiro and get out of the doctor. So a video on posing. Face pulls for rotator cuff. No, face pulls don't help your rotator cuff. It can actually fuck it up if you have a problem with it. But if you watch some of my videos, you'll see the rotator cuff strengthening and warm-ups that I do. What was that one? Fuck, these are, can't wipe my butt. Where was the other one about? Yeah, well, there's the thing is, like, unless you have somebody standing in front of you to show the demonstrations on posing, then it's hard to explain because you're going to have, if you give someone advice, say, hey, you should do your front double bicep like this. What if their body's not the right build to do it that way? Because Kevin Levrone likes to have it like at a right angle, right? For me, from the way that my arm's set up, like the length of my arms, I have to keep mine in a little bit and tilt my elbows up a little bit. If I keep it like this, it doesn't look right. My arms are just not big enough. You know what I mean? Kevin's arms are big, like Sergio Olivia's arms are big, the forearms are big. I don't have that massive physique. So therefore, when I hit my front double bicep, if I hit it like this, I look stupid. If I hit it like this, you know what I mean? Push the lats out, rotate the arms back a little bit, and keep it kind of curved in a little bit. That gives my physique a better look than if I just kind of opened up my arms like this. It looks like I'm trying to hug a tree or something, So it's hard to do like a posing thing unless you truly have like different people to show the examples. And I've actually done posing seminars with the NPC where I've helped people learn how to pose and stuff that we do locally. So Kevin Levrone win in Arnold. What? Kevin Levrone won like 3 Arnolds. So yeah, I think he's going to win it because he already did. I literally can't even move side to side because of rotator cuffs. Shit. Yeah. You should definitely get them looked at. I mean, if anything else, it's an inflammatory effect. Maybe there's an impingement. Maybe there actually is a slight tear. For personal training, what I charge, it's 12 weeks for $370 for transformation for a contest prep because you're taking that last week. That last week, I got to be really in touch with you just about every day, adjusting things that final week, whether we're pulling carbs, pulling water, adding water, changing sodium, whatever the fuck we're doing that last week. So that one's $470 for 12 weeks. And those all include training, cardio, diet, and supplement programs. Gummy bears or gummy worms? Bears. I never was the big gummy worm guy, but I appreciate that, Rami. Thanks, man. Yeah, gummy bears have always been my thing. Pre-workouts. Well, I have videos up about pre-workouts. I don't think the stims are a good idea. I'm starting to find out now that maybe the pump products are not such a good idea either. Now, here's something that nobody's going to tell you about because I don't think they give a shit, to be honest with you. Um, the blood pressure issues when you're using these pump products, just like if you took Anadrol. So Anadrol gives you about an extra pint of red blood cells in your body. And this causes blood pressure to go through the fucking roof. Now, it's not as dramatic, but you are raising your blood pressure to a point where I'm not saying you're going to have a stroke or a heart attack right then and there, but if you're increasing your red blood cell count like that and your blood pressure goes up with fluid inside the muscles and stuff like that, and your body's trying to keep up with that extra fluid and it pushes your blood pressure up, what do you think is happening to your kidneys? This is something that nobody ever thought about. They're just all pump, 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 pump. It's like, dude, those guys that get the super pumps, like you when you take steroids and you get a crazy pump that it hurts. Newsflash, your blood pressure is through the fucking roof. And unmanaged high blood pressure fries your fucking kidneys. That's why these guys are losing their kidneys. A lot of people point out the diuretics, and it's like, yeah, the diuretics is true, but these guys push their fucking weight up. They're using steroids, using the fucking pump products. They carry more red blood cells. Like, why do you think I have to give blood every single week to bring my blood pressure down? Like, I naturally make a fuck ton of red blood cells. They put me on testosterone 200 milligrams a week. It goes through the fucking roof. Like, I have to give the blood. If that's only 200 milligrams, what do you think is happening with these other guys? Because most of these guys, they don't get their blood pressure tested. They don't get blood work done. They don't even have a blood pressure thing at home where they can test. So what happens is if blood pressure stays high for so long, the next thing you know, they're like, I don't understand why my fucking kidneys are not working. Like, because you had uncontrollable high blood pressure for 10 years. You know, ask Pedro from 5%, ask Phil Hernan, ask all these guys. You know what I mean? A lot of them don't find out till later when the doctors tell them, like, look, here's a problem. You've had high blood pressure for your fucking whole life because you've been pumping so much shit through your body and have a high body weight. Like, this is not good. It's ruining your kidneys. And once your kidneys are fucked, like something that scares the shit out of me is dialysis. You know, we got Phil Hernan on dialysis now. We have there's another guy. I think he's part of the gym gang. White dude with a beard. He wound up in the hospital. His kidneys shut down. He looked great before he went to the hospital, but now he's on dialysis about fucking 10 hours a day, waiting for a kidney. And you know, I mean, it scares the shit out of me. So many of these guys are having kidney problems, and they're not really talking about it. Some of them are, and I commend them for talking about it. I have one friend, Steve Reeves, who's waiting for his second kidney transplant. He's already had one, and that one is pretty much fried. Now, he did have a genetic disorder, but steroids, the high body weight, that stuff fucking exacerbated it so much fucking that he's now on his second kidney. You know, so it's like, I look, you know, Derek Anthony. I don't know if you guys remember him. He died of fucking kidney problems. Same shit, you know, high blood pressure. Proudest achievement in bodybuilding. Shit. My proudest achievement in bodybuilding. Okay, and this is gonna sound so fucking lame to so many people, and it's gonna open me up for so many fucking people to make fun of me, but I don't give a fuck. Winning that show in the Delmarva, which is a regional level show, when I won my class in physique, I won the overall masters over 35 physique. Um, it took me 22 years to win my class. And some people are, well, you fucking suck so long. It's not about the win. And I think 99% of people would have gave up long before I did trying to win that class. And I never gave up. That's the thing about me. I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. I don't give up. And I think that it was really one of those things where I knew I'd say 99% of other people in the world would have just quit long before that. And in the end, I held that fucking trophy in my hands and it didn't mean shit. Like the trophy meant fucking nothing. Erin was there. She got to see it. That was awesome. And just the fact that I did it and I was able to check that off the list of my accomplishments, which again, just when you're about to give up, usually when you're about to succeed. You know, between that winning that show and being on the cover of Muscle Sport Mag, which I have the magazine somewhere on here. I don't know where the fuck it is. I got a couple of them around here somewhere. But anyways, being on the cover of a magazine was always my goal. So making the cover of a magazine and winning that show. So biggest pet peeve. People who smell like BO. I do not like fucking body odor. Like I fucking hate body odor, man. My goals for 2019. Well, I'm going to shift my training a little bit, and I've already started doing it to some functional training, because I don't want to be muscle bound anymore. I was very athletic when I was younger. I was very athletic as a pro wrestler, and you get wrapped up in this bodybuilding thing, and it's all about muscle and being bigger, and you totally forget tattoos do affect you negatively. Yes, absolutely. Sleeves, but a tattoo here and there, no, but sleeves like I have absolutely going to affect you. What the fuck was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about anyways. That's the thing is like, it's hard to not care about what other people think, right? because you want feedback, whether or not you're doing things the right way, you're doing well, and you're only going to get that feedback from external. You're not going to get it internally. You know what I mean? Steroids have cognitive benefits. Yes. So what people may not talk about steroids is it was funny because I was watching some movie with my ex-girlfriend. It was like a fucking werewolf movie, right? And when the guy had been bitten by the werewolf, before he had turned into the werewolf, he could like see better. His reaction time was better. He could smell things better and stuff like that. You could hear better, like all these different types of things. I was like, wow, it's kind of like being on a cycle. And I was like, wait a minute, that's true. Like your reaction time is better. You smell things better. Like, like everything is kind of amplified. Like as soon as your androgens go up, it heightens pretty much all your senses. When you come off of it, even your sense of well-being is better on steroids. So yeah, I would say you think clearer on steroids until you get to that aggressive point where you lose your shit over something stupid. But you definitely see people, if people are assholes, you may not notice it off. When you're on steroids, you're like, he's a fucking dick. Why do I even talk to this guy? You know what I mean? Like, or you're like, oh, I love my girlfriend. Then you're on steroids, you're like, she's a fucking idiot. Why am I even with this girl? Like, you definitely see things clearer, I think, to a certain point. But then when you start really cranking up the fucking dosages, that kind of goes away and you start having some fucking crazy, weird thoughts that hopefully you're able to control. But yeah, they absolutely have cognitive. Yeah, they definitely have cognitive effects. That's why when they talk about like Barry Bonds, like, well, you still have to be able to hit the ball. Listen, his reaction time was faster. So like they even help you hit a ball faster. They help you hit a golf ball faster. They'll help you even putt the golf ball better because reaction times are better. It's different. So yeah, they have much more effects than I think people give them credit for. But the muscle building effects, I think, that have been drastically overstated about how much mass you can gain without training. Jason Blah has a perfect example how he likes to talk about how, you just sit on your ass and grow. And I'm like, dude, you took massive doses of steroids, you still don't look like you've ever taken anything or even worked out. Like if that's the case, you should look like Lee Haney. You know what I mean? Like people don't get it. They saw some studies and thing, like regardless of what studies say, we know in real life if you take steroids and sit on your fucking ass, you're not going to look like fucking Mr. Olympia. You know, intermittent fasting. I got plenty of videos about intermittent fasting. I think it's a good tool, depending on the person. You know what I mean? Some people works great for, other people don't like it. So, will Phil return? I don't know. No, I don't do Periscope anymore. I don't know if Phil's gonna return or not. He did say that the healing is going well, and he wants to see if everything is, the way it needs to be before he makes the decision whether he's going to compete. So, um, yeah, I think that, we're going to have to wait and see. I don't think Phil's made up his own mind yet. We're going to have to just sit back and see where he's at as far as feels when he gets back into training, if his physique in that area is back to where it was before. So YouTube series of mine, not really offhand right now. As they come, I just kind of film my shit, do my shit. So 6 milligram test. I don't know what guys produce every day. I have no idea. 2 or 3 things I still on the bucket list. I want to go to Japan. That's a big one. Japan and done so much. I've actually talked to Aaron about this a few times. Like if I died tomorrow, I'm content. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. I've done more than I'd say most people probably would, or have or are going to do. I've been through things that, most people don't have to go through to, they don't go through by the end of their life. So I kind of look at it and say, I have a really full life, very fortunate in many ways. I was unfortunate in some ways, but roundabout, like there's a whole lot that I want to do other than just see parts of the world, IGF, forget it. Unless, I mean, if you're going to compete, that's cool. But IGF-1, like, listen, you got to use it with growth hormone and testosterone and stuff. It doesn't do a whole lot on its own, but I got friends that used it, man. Their heads grew, their hands grew, their feet grew, they grew taller. Like it can make you grow. It can make you absolutely like, I've used it before, but it didn't do that to me. But I used what was comparable to the Increlex, like back in the day. It was like $1,100 for fucking like 100 micrograms or 10 micrograms, whatever the fuck it was. And yeah, you get leaner, you stay leaner and stuff, and you feel good. But here's the thing: high IGF levels, bad for mortality. You die sooner with high IGF levels. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So why would you put something in your life or put something in your body that's going to shorten your lifespan? You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. I've done it. Heroin, steroids, IGF. I fucking put it all in there. But I look at it now. I'm like, dude, what was the point? Like, you can't maintain the gains. You ran around. A couple chicks said, wow, you have nice arms. Like, For the young guys, I guess that means a lot, but for me, I don't give a fuck anymore. Plant-based, absolutely. Look at Mike Rashid. He looks pretty fucking good. Like it doesn't matter what he's eating, he looks fucking good. And he's straight up vegan 100%. Never, I don't think I'll ever compete again, but I take a regular multivitamin, but not specifically high IGF does not shorten your mortality. Well, it goes show how much you know. Just look at the studies, they're there. Anyways, where do you get that science? It's called Look It Up, man. Matter of fact, that science has been around for, they actually tell you the lower you can keep your insulin and IGF levels, the longer you live. Look it up. Just Google, motherfucker, you'll find it. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, here's another guy. Another fucking, how do you put this one? Yeah, put user in timeout. We'll do that one. We're going to put you in timeout. We're not going to get rid of you. We're going to put you in timeout. That's fucking awesome. 300 seconds, you'll be in timeout. That's fucking awesome. Low dose HGH. If you need it. If you don't need it, you don't take it, period. Like anything you put in your body that you don't need, it's going to put fucking stress in your body. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, regardless of who the fuck, thinks that they're an expert. Like half these guys have never even fucking done shit, let alone have they done it for 20, 30 years. Like my boys in their 50s now have been doing shit for a long fucking time and they see the effects now. You guys, your 20s, 30s, you're not seeing shit yet, but you will. Kanefsky, my thoughts on Kanefsky. Love the guy. He's a friend of mine. Right now I'm scared for his life though, man. Motherfucker is so big. I'm like, Jesus, Eric, like fuck. But he's young, so his body can handle it. But he's so big. I look at him like, I hope he doesn't hurt himself. You know what I mean? Like he's fucking big. Sleep and muscle building. Look at it like this. Ronnie Coleman slept about 3 or 4 hours a night and won plenty of Olympias. So you got people like, Jerry, you need 7, 8 hours. Like, look, you want 7 or 8 hours? Fine. Don't complain to me that you don't have fucking money. You don't have fucking things you want in your life. You're sleeping 8 hours. You only need about 3 to 4 hours a night. Ronnie proved that. My wife does it all the fucking time. She hasn't slept more than 4 hours in about fucking 10 years. Not only was she a competitor, but she's at a fucking high level fucking saving people's lives every fucking day in the OR. So people that say that you need this much sleep, I'm like, no, you don't really need that much sleep. But to be optimal, it's like, dude, fuck optimal. Like you're broke as fuck. You're living on your mom's couch, sleeping 10 hours a day because you need 10 hours of sleep. Come on. You know what I mean? Take 5 out of that fucking 10 hours and go out there and fucking get another job. Like, or do something fucking constructive rather than sleeping. And then complaining that, oh, you don't have any fucking money and I don't live with my mom. Like, the fuck. Justin Compton kind of backed off. I don't really know him. I've met him a handful of times. Nice guy. Very nice guy. Best type of creatine monohydrate. That's it. There's nothing better than creatine and monohydrate. They're going to tell you studies and fuck. Nothing better than creatine monohydrate, period. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Absolutely, Van. I mean, that's what I'm here for, right? I'm doing a Q&A because I want to help you guys. You know what I mean? Like my goal is to make sure that you guys get all the information and questions answered that you need, I mean, when I was younger, our SARM's better than creatine. 2 totally different things. Brandon Hendrickson, is that the guy that won the he's the physique Olympian now, right? Or Santa Claus thing was cool. The kids bought it despite my fake belly hanging out at the bottom. They bought into it, so it was cool. I wasn't really sure how to play Santa Claus, but I was like, how to make my voice, whatever. But when you get there and you have the suit on, all of a sudden next thing you're like, ho ho ho, like it works out. So. Specific cases to take HGH if you need it. If you get a blood test and I take it. If you get a test and your thyroid's low, take it. If you get a test and your testosterone's low, take it. If not, don't fucking bother. You don't even need it. Would I compete in powerlifting? No, absolutely not. I never trained like a powerlifter, never knew how to train like a powerlifter, was never really interested in powerlifting. The strength that I had was a byproduct of trying to get bigger for bodybuilding. It never was a big thing for me. Like, I want to squat this, I want to do that. I watch it and I think it's great that those guys do that and it's impressive as fuck. And I love to watch the sport, but it really does nothing for me, No, if you bulk up 20 pounds and then stop there, you're not going to grow into that weight. Like people think they can turn muscle into fat. And they think that like, well, if I gain 20 pounds, then I'll just keep training. And it doesn't work that way. Like your body doesn't know, all right, I'm 230. I'll just stay here and build muscle. Your body has no idea, Erin no longer competes. She competed in bikini for a few years while working in the CVOR. So Philippines, what's up, Chunky? Meth for pre-workout. I don't know, man. Be careful with that shit. I don't do any flexibility exercises at the time. Right now, I do rotator cuff strengthening. I've really wanted to do yoga, have not just been lazy as fuck and not done it. There's a lot of time in my day gets wrapped up with other shit, and I just haven't even fixed my nose ring. Everyone's always like, "Stop picking your nose." I'm like, "I'm fixing my nose ring," and I just haven't done it yet. I've taken one yoga class my whole life, and it beat the shit out of me. So that's next. Maybe that's in 2019. It's something new, you know. Yeah, your body does, in theory, your body uses body fat for energy and you would keep building muscle. However, your body's going to use body fat faster than it's going to build muscle. Like it doesn't work that way. You'll be out of body fat down in body weight, not out of body fat, but you'll be using way more body fat than you are building muscle. You don't build muscle at the same rate as you lose body fat. Even on gear, you don't build muscle as fast as you lose body fat. So, I mean, I can lose literally body fat. I've done on DNP almost a pound and a half to 2 pounds a day. That was a DEXA scan of body fat. It maintained my muscle mass. But I've never taken a single drug ever, steroid, nothing, that was able to put on 2 pounds of muscle in a day. I don't think that's ever been done ever. And I'm not talking about shooting up with insulin and gaining, fucking water. I'm talking about, actual muscle. So PEDs are performance enhancing drugs, addictive like heroin. Yes, but not the drugs themselves. So you get used to being big, and then you get the attention of being big, and everybody knows you as a big guy. And then when that goes away, they're like, "Oh, what happened? Did you stop working out?" Like then the negativity starts coming in. It starts fucking with your head. So your first thing you do is try to think about, okay, I'll go back on, I'll get back to normal, and then is it addictive for past that? Yeah, absolutely. I think absolutely. There's no doubt about it. Um, an interesting thing was I was addicted to being big when I was younger, and then I came down when I was doing physique, and I was cool with that. And then what happened was I shrunk up when I came off everything for Titan. I came off my TRT and everything for Titan. And I went down to like 190 pounds. Like my body fat went up. I looked like shit. It was like last year at the Olympia, not this past year, the year before, 2017. And then I went back to my TRT. I went back to normal where I'm at now. The Olympia this year, I went back up to 229. And I felt like I didn't belong. I didn't feel right at 229. It was like I actually felt normal now at like 200. So it's a very strange thing. Like you get addicted to being bigger. Then if you're not big for a while, you kind of adapt to it, and people realize you're not going to be big anymore. Then when you get big, you don't really like it anymore. You know what I mean? Because it's not the same. So there is definitely a mental addiction aspect to that happens, but you don't go through withdrawals off the juice. I mean, you have some depression that you should be aware of. If your levels drop, your estrogen goes up, but you don't go through withdrawals and shakes and stuff like that. So there is no diet that's best. Everybody's different, and you have to figure out what's going to work for you. So, should we do bigger legs? Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't think you guys understand. Like, you guys never saw me at my biggest in what I did. You guys never saw the 495 bench. You guys never saw the 495 squats for reps, full range. I mean, you guys never. I wish we had cameras back when I was at my peak as far as being big. I was 273 pounds with 30-inch legs. People look at my legs now and they go, my legs and jeans don't look like shit. But all you got to do is go look at plenty of the videos that I have up. They're still 27 inches. It's not fucking, I don't even train them really anymore. People all the time say stuff like, well, Jordy didn't even squat. Like, I want my legs to fit in my fucking jeans. You know what I mean? Like, I spent years wearing those fucking dummy clown pants and shit like that. My legs didn't fit. They were 30 inches. Like, that's not a small fucking leg. I was doing bent over fucking stiff legged deadlifts with 405 at 20 years old. I don't think anybody fucking realizes. I mean, all you have to do is go back through my videos to like 2012, 2013, maybe 2011. You're gonna see me doing lateral raises with 100-pound dumbbells. You're gonna see me doing some fucking weights that, doing chin ups with shit strapped around my waist when I weigh 250 pounds. And people like, they look at you now, but they don't know what you did before. Well, back then they didn't have stretchy jeans, but now we have the stretchy jeans, but still they only stretch so much, dude. Like you can't have 30-inch legs and stick them in a fucking pair of jeans and they fit. They just don't fit. So I was wearing something called Gasp jeans for a while. They were made by the company Gasp. They had like a tight waist with big legs, but it looked like I had on fucking clown pants, like I was like going skateboarding or something. And I mean, just eat Oreos and hit their calories. Do I think hard gainers can eat Oreos and hit their calories? Yeah, I mean, yeah. Is it gonna fucking help you grow? No, Oreos are not gonna help you grow. I mean, people like the calories. Listen, your body is going to have a different hormonal reaction to an Oreo than it is complex carbs. Period. Anybody that debates that is fucking stupid and full of shit. Okay, or just fucking is completely uneducated. You can sit down with anybody, and fucking talk to them scientifically about. And right now, Jason Fang is his name. He's a fucking a doctor, and he flat out goes through this big thing about calories in, calories out, and he's 100, and he's not the only doctor that's talking about this. He just wants this shit to stop because 99% failure rate on diets that do just calories alone. 99%. Think about that. How, what do you think the percentage are for bodybuilders that eat bro foods? I can guarantee you that they're probably 99% successful in accomplishing their goals. You know what I mean? So right now I don't do any flat bench presses. I do bench press machines. So they can kind of lock me into a position. And if as long as I keep my elbows pinched in and back, I can do it. If I bring my elbows up a little bit, you can feel it pull the pec again. And it's just a bad deal. So I just don't, I don't do anything flat. I don't keep my elbows up anymore. For me, I could keep my elbows pretty much up, and I would absolutely fucking absolutely hands down would get rid of this guy permanently. Bye, man. It's nice knowing you. That sucks that he has to go, but hey, some people are just dumb as fuck. What are you gonna do, Just dips. I haven't done dips yet, but I use a dip machine. I'm still working my way towards trying things like dips because in push-ups and stuff like that because I'm scared to injure it again. Like it's not the injury that I have. The tendon is still attached, and the muscle ripped off the tendon. So therefore, it's like the muscle itself. It's in reattaching and like where it's torn. But like you go to do a push-up, you could feel it pulling. You're like, oh fuck, like I don't want to tear it with a push-up. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. Like you're just feeling your way through and you're trying to figure it out as you go. How do I lose weight? It's not hard for me to lose weight, man. It's hard for me to gain weight, but I can lose problem without pushing it. Possibly an Pro and SARM. So I do know a couple people that have turned pro, not on gear. Once you get to the pros, because he's right, I'm a doctor. I don't know what that's about. If you're talking to someone else or what the deal is. But yeah, the pec thing, it sucks because I love bench pressing, and I stayed out of the gym for 7 years with the bench press. 7 years. Walked in the gym, did 12 or 225, the first time back in the gym in 7 years. The next time was the following week. I did 275 clean. I'd only benched one time in 7 years and did 275, no problem. And honestly, had my form not broken down on the way down, I watched to the point, I haven't watched my pec tear yet in the video, but I watched as I came down, my elbows flared out. I think honestly, I was too excited about handling the weight that I wasn't concentrating on keeping my elbows tucked and my chest up and my shoulders back. And you can see the form break down a little bit, but that'll be the second workout in 7 years that I've been able to bench 315 no problem. Like I honestly feel like had I not broken down my form, absolutely would have been able to do 405 again within a month or two. Like there's no doubt in my fucking mind. Like it just felt like I was riding a bike again. You know what I mean? Like you never forget. I do not think the rest pause is better for preventing injury. I think that um honestly, I think that building up over time is the best to reduce injuries. I mean, plain and simple, you're gonna adapt to that weight. And I was using weights I hadn't handled in 7 years. You know what I mean? I hadn't even touched in 7 years. And part of it was due to the fact that I saw Levroni bench 315 after not training at all for 12 years. And the week before I tore my pec, I was with Levroni. We were together, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about doing this thing where I bench 405 again. I think it'd be really cool." And he goes, "Cool, yeah." I said, "What do you think I can do it, man? I'm fucking a lot older and stuff." He goes, "Fuck yeah." He goes, "Why not?" He's like, "I'm doing behind the neck presses with 495, 500 pounds." And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You can do anything, man." And I was like, "Yeah, I can do anything." Yeah. Tore my pec. Kevin's an absolute freak of nature. So, his words, though, were super motivational. So, faster athleticity. I think it means being a better athlete. Got to train, and you got to train for that specific sport. Right now, I train at Export Fitness, which is like literally right down the street from me. Most of my bodybuilding careers were either in Gold's Gym or the little bodybuilding dungeon gyms. Best genetics and physique of all time. Wheeler, Levroni. There's a couple of them. It wasn't the ego, it was excitement. You know what I mean? It was excitement to oh Jesus Christ. Oh man, he's got multiple fucking he's got multiple fucking accounts, this guy. Man, I don't know what kind of loser you are, but you have multiple accounts. That's pretty fucked up. When somebody tells you they don't want you there and you make another account and come in, that's pretty fucking loser. But hey, whatever. Yeah, I mean, Really. What the fuck was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, it wasn't ego, it was excitement. You know what I mean? Like when I was younger, I was a big bencher. And that was just what I liked to do. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? It's like Jason Blaha with the deadlift. I liked doing it. I was good at it. You know what I mean? Even when I was fucking smaller, I was like, I was good at it. I had a good range of motion. It was a good exercise to me. I didn't have a very big chest, but once I started building up the weights, I had my form down. Like I was benching very wide. When I bench, I bring it in shoulders width. I was benching almost 500 pounds, 495 with a close grip like that. It's what was better for me. So when I started thinking about the fact that, dude, I could be 42 and bench 405 again, which I thought that was way behind me in my past. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. I'm so excited just to do it again and actually to be able to have it on film, which I like to watch some of my own videos sometimes. I'd watch the one that when Aaron and I got married. I watched the one where we got Brady. Like it's like reliving it. Like it's awesome that you don't have just the memory, you can watch it. I was like, that'd be great if I could actually watch myself bench 405 again, which I'd love to do. So it was about the excitement. It was about the possibilities. It was about the future and what was coming, and it wasn't about fucking ego at all. I think a lot of people thought of it as ego, but it was just hands down, it was excitement being able to do what I did before. The older you get, you want to try to see if you still have it. You know what I mean? Jeff Niphards. I don't know who Jeff Niphard is. Exactly. Jason who? Iris Kyle in pro women's bodybuilding back in the days. I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. I understand that it's not marketable. So, man, these guys fucking, we just remove them, get rid of them. They have multiple accounts, these guys, huh? Rocketdynamic acid, no, doesn't do shit. Martial arts, funny you say that. Two different martial arts, karate until I was about 10 or 11 years old. I got second at the Brown University Invitational, which is a New England tournament, all of New England. I was on the first kids team, the kids fight team from Ernie's American Karate when I was about 8 or 9. I was pretty good when I was a kid. I was on a show called PM Magazine. I don't know if you guys ever remember that, but it was on like Entertainment Tonight, and it was PM Magazine. I was on PM Magazine breaking boards when I was a kid. And then when I came to Maryland, I started studying something called Guanjido. Now, Jeet Kune Do is Bruce Lee's martial art, which can basically only be taught by Bruce or Dan Inazito. I can never say his name right. There's very few people that can actually teach it. So I wound up getting together with an individual named Jimmy Nolte, who created Guanjido, which was very similar to Jeet Kune Do, but it was his version of Jeet Kune Do. And he was here in, I don't know where the bases are, but he was training Navy SEALs in close quarter combat training. And it was his style, Guanjido. So Jimmy started having these classes, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to give this a try. I've never tried this before, but I've always been interested in Jeet Kune Do, but I tried to learn it from a book, and you can't really do that. So I started doing the classes with Jimmy, and I got to the point where I got to where a Sifu, which is an instructor, and I got the Sifu handbook, which the handbook would have fucking, I wish I could recall everything that was in there. Inasanto, that's the name, yeah. They had killing points in the body in this, in something called the dim mak, which is the touch of death, which is actually a true thing, and how to apply the dim mak. It was in this book, and I remember reading this thing, thinking to myself, like, this is the most amazing shit. But Filipino knife fighting, Filipino stick fighting, I've done all of these things throughout the years. Wrestling, like actual wrestling in high school. Nicotine, probably a bad idea. Extremely addictive, and when you stop taking it, you're gonna have withdrawals. So, would I ever wear a wig? I don't think so, but maybe like a Joe Dirt wig or something like that, mullet in the front. Fuck yeah, why not? Aaron likes my bald head, so I think we're good. I think it's worth it. Yeah, I think it's worth it because Ronnie thinks it's worth it. Can I beat up Rogan? No, I've seen him kick. No, he'd fucking break me in half. If I could train with anyone, who would it be? Somebody who I really wanted to train with was Cutler, and I got to do it a few times, and it's fucking. I mean, I train with Cutler. I've trained with Kevin Levrone. I mean, I've trained with some guys that are some of the legends in the fucking sport, and those were actually the two guys that I wanted to train with. So I've actually kind of, I can't explain to you guys that in the last 5, 6 years, I've been living my dream. I actually have been living my dreams. I got clean off drugs, which was a dream of mine. Started traveling all over the world. Many of the top pros that I looked up to as a kid, I'm friends with now, and not just friends. Like I'm friends with them. Like we hang out and stuff like that. But Um, yeah, I think Jay was the one that I really wanted to train with because I was interested to see, how back in the day he actually gave me a routine. It was his routine. He actually gave it to me, and I couldn't hang. I couldn't hang. It was too intense. So off drink. I don't drink, and I don't drink alcohol at all. No alcohol, zero alcohol. Matter of fact, I drink non-alcoholic beer, which some people be like, it's fucking stupid. I like the taste of beer. I don't like the effect of it. So yeah, Cutler's probably 260, 265, and he's still big. He's still strong. You know what I mean? But um, training with him now gives me more of an idea of what I should be doing now as opposed to um, Rule. Yeah, Rule's a fucking freak too. My version of keto, less than 30 grams of carbs. Done. I mean, that's pretty much it. Brady's actually in bed with Aaron. They're asleep right now. Aaron goes to bed about 8:30 at night. How do I stay off everything? Because I don't want to be impaired, right? So here's the thing, right? When your life is your dreams, right? Why would you want to impair that? Like nothing amplifies it, nothing makes it better, nothing makes it, like any better than it already is. You know what I mean? Like if you drink, it's actually going to be worse. Like you're not going to have as good a time because I don't like going to clubs and shit, right? I don't like fucking being hammered. I mean, I look at people hammered down. I'm like, I look like that. I look at those people on drugs. I'm like, I look like that. What the fuck? Like I want to recall every single fucking thing that happens in my life. Like why would I not want to recall? Why would I not have as much vivid um, recollections of things that I've gone through. Like I come back from an expo, when I'm on that plane, I'm like recalling everything in my head. Like as soon as I leave the expo and headed to the airport, I start recalling things and doing like this whole like reliving things. And I'm like, that was fucking amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like if I'm at an expo that night, I leave, I go eat dinner or something. Why do I want to be drunk and be like feeling like shit at the expo the next day and not giving my all to the people that come to see me? Like it doesn't have any place in my life anymore. If you're drinking and you're using drugs, using anything to impair yourself, you're living a lifestyle that's not what you really want and you're not really truly happy. It's to make you forget. It doesn't amplify things. As much people think, it amplifies things. Like, what's the first thing you do when you have a fight with your wife? I want to get a drink. Like you always want to drink, because you're not happy with where you're at. I have not tried DMT, but I am absolutely going to use ayahuasca. I'm not sure how, where, maybe Costa Rica. I'm not really sure where we're going to do it, but Aaron and I are absolutely 100% going to do ayahuasca. There's no doubt in my mind at some point in the future. Chris Jones' recent natural bodybuilding does? What the fuck does that mean? There is no over-the-counter blood pressure control, man. Just give blood. Oh, so actually, Chris Jones actually, I had talked to him the night before the show. We had talked about some stuff. He had asked me what I thought about a few things. He reached out and I told him what I thought and he agreed. And the next day he won a show. I think that he's got a great physique. He's got a really good head on his shoulders. Jones has a really good head on his shoulders and he thinks a lot. He has a lot of joking and does his rose for the hose and shit like that. But he's got a good head on his shoulder and he thinks before he fucking acts. And that's going to take him even further as he keeps competing. Because a lot of times, those last few hours, people do shit. Perfect example. I had a guy, his name is Richard Siegelman. He's actually the promoter of all these shows in Maryland here now. And he was once the chairman, the NPC chairman here, close friend of mine for many years. And he did a show out in Delaware. I went to see him out there and he looked better 3 days before. He almost lost that show and he was trying to qualify for nationals at that show. There's actually videos of us on this channel of us together, training together and stuff like that. And I walked up to him. I said, "What the fuck did you do?" And he explained what he did. I said, "This is what you need to do." He's like, "Well, so-and-so said you need to take more diuretics." I was like, "Nope." I was like, "This is what you need to do. If you don't do this, you're going to lose this fucking show." I said, "The choice is yours, man. I appreciate fucking what everybody giving you advice and shit, but this is what's up, man. And if you don't do it, I'm telling you, man, you're going to lose the show. It's close now and it's fucking 50-50 shot. Whether you lose, you're not going to go to nationals." So Carrie and I was with Carrie Town. Carrie and I went across the street. We were having a burger at this place called Olympia Burgers or something like that. And I saw him come out of the hotel, walk up the street, get the things. I saw the bag in his hand, get the things I told him to get. And he walked back to the hotel. And we watched him. I said, So he called me. We drove back home. We didn't stay for the night show. It was about a 2-hour drive. He called me about an hour and a half later after he took a nap and did what I told him to do. And he goes, "Dude, I look fucking insane." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Don't do anything now. Literally don't do anything until the show's over." He won the show. The judges came up to him like, "What the fuck did you do?" And he didn't tell him. He was like, "Well, I have a friend So, da da da. So a few days goes by and he comes into the gym and he says, "Hey, I want to hire you." I said, "For what?" He said, "I'm doing nationals. He had already won junior nationals before. He's like, "I'm giving this one last try. If I don't get my pro card, I'm fucking done." And I was like, "So you're choosing me?" And he's like, "Yep," because I know exactly that you fucking know what you're doing. I watched it. He goes, "We did it." I said, "Okay." So I trained him for, it was like 12, 10 weeks or whatever it was. I trained him for 10 weeks. We did the diet. We peeled him down to keto. Now, we realized that for his height, he didn't have enough mass for the lightweight division, which is he usually competes as a lightweight. I said, we need to go down to bantamweight. So I dropped him down to bantamweight. I think he was about 127 pounds, 128 pounds or something like that for bantamweight. He's only about 5'4", 5'5". And he gets to the show. I didn't go with him to Miami. He gets to the show and he calls me. He says, "Hey, I'm down here. Everybody's saying that I need to carb up." I said, "Listen, dude, you need to be hard as fuck. Okay. So if you retain water, because we didn't take any diuretics, no diuretics. I said, if you retain fucking water, you're going to get your ass in. It's going to be done. Right." So he's, "Oh, okay. I feel like I should carb up." I said, "Okay, you know what? I told you what to do. Do what you want." So he calls me and he says, "I didn't carb up." And they put me on the end. I came out and they put me on the end. And Jerry from Rhode Island, what's up, man? They put me on the end, and I don't think I did well. I said, "Fuck." I'm thinking about like, what the fuck? Like, what do these other guys look like? Even his ankles are shredded. And then he calls me about 4 hours later and says, "Dude, I fucking won. I won my pro card. I got first place. I won straight first place votes. When I walked on stage before they even compared us, they took me and put me on the end. I had already won before we did the fucking mandatories." He goes, "They came up to me and were like, 'Are you okay?' And Rich was like, 'Yeah, why?' They're like, 'You look like you're gonna fucking die.' And he's like, 'Do you want some water or anything?" He's like, "Dude, I had a gallon of water before I got on stage." They're like, "Do you feel cramping?" He's like, "I didn't take any diuretics. I'm fine." I was eating mustard backstage. They were like, "What the fuck?" Like, none of this makes any sense. And they all wanted to know what he did. But he listened. That was the whole point. Had he, like, that last 24 hours, if you do something different, it would have fucked everything up. He would have got his pro card. Instead, he won his pro card. He retired after that. Done. Didn't have to take any scary diuretics. Didn't have to fucking deplete his water. We didn't do any of that shit. And he fucking beat everybody on that stage that day. First place vote straight across the board before they even hit a single pose. So that's when I tell people, like, listen, that last 24 hours, even the last hour before you go on stage, if you're in shape, do not fuck around. Just don't do it. Plain and simple. So, yoga, I'm working on it, man. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to look like such a douche, but, everybody got to start somewhere, right? Max Holloway fight. No, I didn't watch it. G Masters disapproves beer is life. Well, I also don't want to fucking. G Masters is one fucking heartbeat away from a heart attack, too. Seems like a good dude, but best you have ever trained in, The Rock Deltas. Yeah, you gotta get stronger to get bigger. Like, the body has to adapt to that weight. You can't just use the bar to bench for your entire life and not, and not put any weight on it. So, wrestle against one person, who would it be? Shit, Randy Orton. Absolutely, Orton. What's your question, Josh? Before you lose your shit over here. Tristan Lee. Who the fuck's Tristan Lee? Music I listen to? I listen to everything. Andreas, what's up, man? I listen to fucking Metallica. I listen to Kanye. I listen to fucking Megadeth. I listen to 90s fucking hits. Jaden James. I don't know what the fuck that is. But it'll be Randy Orton. He's the one known as no, Orton's not natural, but Orton is very special when it comes to wrestling. And the average person doesn't know that. Full body routine, go hard on one of the squats. Yeah, we'll do squats last. I mean, I do know him. I don't know him personally, but I know who he is, yes. Request Coin, what's up, man? The best form of who do you think is the best form or from MMA? Shit, my battery's dying over here, guys. The best MMA. I don't know. They all have their weaknesses and strengths. You're 15 in a bodybuilder, right? You can't tell if someone's natural or not. It's not even an educated guess. You can't. Any news on Dan? Zero news on Dan. Never trained with John. Been friends with him for years, though. He's a great guy. I like him. I don't look like The Rock. It's the bald head. Bald head, and my skin looks weird with this lighting too. Like, I look like fucking. I got some weird shit. My skin's actually better now than it's been in a long time. Goals for next year to become more overall functional, more functional. I'm gonna try to stay a little leaner too. I think I want to stay a little bit leaner. Um, I kind of dig in the way that the Randy Orton look, Mark Wahlberg look, that kind of athletic look, as opposed to like the bodybuilder look. I'm kind of digging now, and I feel better at the lower body weight. So we're gonna start doing some shit like that. But I got to turn this off, guys, because my battery's dying. It's gonna shut off anyways. But Bug Assault gun, they're in storage. I haven't fucked with them in years. Which coup would I pick if I was a pro? Chad Nichols. If you're 15 use gear, you're making a bad decision, my friend. My advice is to get off and stop fucking around. Just my 2 cents. I didn't play Pop Warner. I played in high school. Yes, most type of PvP pros take a plethora of drugs. Favorite UFC fighter right now? I don't have one, right? I'll be honest, I don't really have one. Next Q&A, I don't know. This was just like best shoe retro. I like the Space Jams. Doug Brignoli. No, I don't know who he is. The name sounds really bad, I know. But this thing is going to die. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Any questions you guys have, shoot them over in emails because I can answer them on videos too if you guys want to do it like that. But I'll try to do these more often because I really like doing these. It's like a fucking hour we've been on here. No wonder why my phone's dying. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Remember, stay ahead by not getting behind. I'm Bios3 and I approve this message. Thank you guys again for the support and for tuning in, and we are